Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities Tarot. My name's Rachelle and I'm doing a reading for the collective, starting with some prosperity dust. We just had a full moon, and I forgot to mention yesterday in my weekly reading that it was a blue moon, meaning there were 2 full moons in 1 month. And so I would like to do a reading on this. We're still in that energy. In fact, I could not sleep last night. A close friend couldn't sleep the night before. Like there's some pretty intense energy that is here with this full moon, super moon. There are a lot of other factors as well, but I thought I would do a reading on that. So let me get a couple of angel cards. Peace. We have an angel lying underneath a tree. Power. Looks like there's an angel looking all like, kind of like a bishop. Like, is that the right word? Yeah. The big headdress on, holding a cross, and a scepter. Super scepter. Yeah, and wearing a cross. Wow, it's got a very religious overtone to it. Peace and power. Interesting. Okay, so what's been illuminated? What truth is fully in the light? I'm going to go to the wisdom of the oracle. What has been illuminated? What truth is fully in the light right now? Serendipity. Number 18. This just came up in my weekly reading yesterday. I love when the cards repeat. It's like, in case you didn't get the message. Chaos and conflict in reverse. 33. The tribe, number 8. I need to look at this real quick. This chaos and conflict doesn't come up very often. Here we go. This is an advantageous moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete resorting of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, there is positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You'll discover everything you need to know about how the situation affects you long term. So, opportunity for negotiation. How this situation, there's something going on with the tribe, and things are lining up in such a way. It's like you're coming in as the peacemaker, and there's something about standing in your power. Like you have a certain amount of authority, perhaps a certain amount of respect from others. And so you are the perfect person to come in and try to settle something, try to find a solution, to smooth things over in some way. Okay, so what needs to be released? What needs to be released here? Let me what deck do I use? I've been really enjoying my Edgar Allan Poe deck. What needs to be released? The Lovers in reverse, Gemini. Two of eyeballs in reverse. That would be wands. Five of graves. There's some kind of dissolution, some kind of breakup. Whether that was in a romantic situation or a friendship or, I don't know, some kind of partnership, leaving a job, I don't know. And there is some kind of a certain amount of, like, maybe you have felt left out in the cold. Maybe somebody gave you the boot and you kind of, you know, your ego took a pretty heavy hit here. But it was supposed to happen. It was necessary for your growth. And it's one of those things where, you know, there's something better for you. It's like the universe kind of stepped in, or, you know, something happened because it wasn't in alignment with you, either ever or it stopped being in alignment. It's like something has been in the shadows, like your ability to see clearly what the lesson was or is, it's been kind of distorted, I guess. But you're not actually a victim. And it's time to release a mentality of that. Like the saying goes, rejection is protection, right? So, what's still lingering in the shadows? Yeah, I did talk about the shadows. What's still lingering? What's that distortion? What's still lingering in the shadows? Let me go to the guides of the hidden realms. What's still lingering in the shadows? Treasures in the deep and dark. Shadow work, healing old wounds. Number 4. What's in the shadow? Darkness. Shadow work. What's still lingering? There's still some healing to be done. And that's what's going to help you release this situation definitively. Ooh, a call to transformation. Metamorphosis, the in-between, 17. So there's a transition from the dark to the light. From the shadow to the light. And there's this in-between. This is the transformation. This is the time of change, of where you're in that healing process. Or you're coming to the other side of the healing, possibly. It's all, yeah, you know, butterfly soup. Zenith at the peak, victory, achievement, tangible abundance. Number 2. Yeah, see, here's the other side. This is the light. We go from the dark, treasures in the deep and dark, and then you transform, and then wham, you are like on fire, lit up. This is also root chakra energy. This is focusing on your foundation, your safety, your security. And you have victory here. You go through this change, this metamorphosis. You go through a time of limbo, of transition. And that's not always very easy. But what you have on the other side is like, it's solid. And there is both power and peace within this. Okay? So What's coming full circle? What's coming full circle for you? Let me get some cards from the this one. Queen of the Moon. Queen of the Moon Oracle. Faith, 31. Ooh, Treasures in the Deep and Dark. Both of these are 4. So, shadow work, healing old wounds. There's something about doing this shadow work, healing these old wounds, is kind of, it's fortifying your faith in your ability to heal, in your ability to turn things around or to come out of difficulties. It's like, you've gone through everything before. You've made it through 100% of your worst days. So, this is no different. And that's why your faith is being strengthened. What's coming full circle? Change. 35. Yeah. We have 3 8s on the board. Call to transformation, metamorphosis, the in-between. There's big change. Big change afoot. And the tribe, also 8. Big change within your community, what you, whoever you hang out with or the group that you are a part of. And again, this can be any number of things. It can be your work, it can be your friend group, it can be family, whatever this tribe is. There's a big shift and change. This makes me think of this chaos and conflict here. Change is happening, and there's really not a lot to do but keep yourself grounded. The storm will pass. This too shall pass, right? And that's a part of the faith. You've done this before. Maybe not exactly in this way, but you've made it through some pretty heavy stuff. Self-reflection. 17. Also 17. So we have 4 8s on the table now. This self-reflection is the shadow work. This is healing old wounds. It's taking a really deep look at yourself. Hard look at yourself. Soft look at yourself. Whatever. You're making friends. I mean, it is. It's a hard look, but then it's a soft look. But they're holding hands here in the mirror. They're submerged in water to represent the emotions, like really going deep into your emotions. That's a part of the healing. Having to get in touch with what caused the difficulties in the first place. It almost always goes back to our early years, childhood. So I just saw 1333 on the timer. I'm going to take this over to the extended. There will be, or there is, a link in the description box below. But if you don't join me over there, I'm going to pick a card from this little deck I just made. A quote or meme. What is the wisdom here? What is the final bit of wisdom besides you finding peace and stepping into your power and victory? Feelings are like children. You don't want them driving the car, but you shouldn't stuff them in the trunk either. That really speaks to this self-reflection. And, we're talking about the wounded child here, which is actually the wise part of yourself that got stuffed in the trunk. And now you're doing that deep dive. You're going to meet that child. And you're like, okay, let's talk about how you got stuffed in the trunk way too often and how you're getting taken out of the trunk. And this is it's like what I used to do with my son, where he would sit on my lap and I would let him steer the car. So it's like giving that child inside the feeling of being in control, but you're still guiding them, right? You're still there to help out. So they're not fully driving the car, but they're there. They're you're giving them a little bit more agency over themselves, over you in general, the situation, right? Because that's all you. And that's what's allowing you to step into your power. So, there it is. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah.